Welcome to Happy Chthonian. I'm Christoph, and this is a video with footage of real human beings actually playing a fantasy adventure game. You have been warned. The adventure, the Undertree Temple of the Elf Gods. The characters were generated using the All Dice character generator. I made both of these. You can pick them up for free. See the description below. The system, Adventure Hour. Marvelous, marvelous, simple role-playing system. Good for FKR, if you know what that means. It just means good old-fashioned role-playing. And it's by Dreaming Dragon Slayer. Some spells were generated using maze rats, and I generated an NPC's personality with Weird North. Links to all of that will be in the description below. And I'll also include a subtitle track. I'm going to type in what my thoughts were as a dungeon master while I was doing this, and just other dungeon mastery musings, which hopefully will be entertaining or useful to you. And without further ado, this is now going to be the rest of the video now. Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons. But not that. The game will be
for legal reasons.
Hasbro, please don't send Pinkerton soldiers to my house. Adventure Hour is the name of the game, which is mostly about what gear you have, not about what numbers you have. You see colorful sheets before you. Everyone's welcome to take one of those. It will be your character sheet. And then there are also piles of dice in front of you. On this little doohickey, you roll that handful of dice, and then this will tell you what your character is, who you'll be performing as or playing as today.
Oh, okay. Which one of these dice do we roll?
All of them.
Oh, should we do it now? Or?
Yes. Let's do it now. I'll take back these dizzying masses of black and white scribble so that you can rest your brain needs.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, my brain needs.
Right.
By way of, and you can think of a name for your character. I don't have a table for that. You can use your imagination. And while you're doing that, next we'll maybe do a round and a little ice breaking. Say, what's your name in real life, and what's your real life class, and then what's your character. Actually, no, your name in real life, we'll save the character bit. What's your class, and what kind of tree do you feel like today? I'll start. I'm Christoph. I'm a wizard, obviously. I have a lot of bard experience, but lately I'm focusing on plumbing, psychic exploration and erudite investigation. Bard wizard. And I feel today as a tree, I feel like a gnarled, pointy, no leaves. Like when you're looking down a path and you know that this is a horror movie, and like that's a scare, it's like a kid's movie, and it's definitely about a Halloween kid's movie. I'm like one of those trees because I feel kind of sore. Heat is starting to get to me, so I'm getting like dehydrated.
Uh-huh. You ready to scare some kids? You're fed up with those little kids you work with your Friday. Yes. You're ready to jump out like in the hallway. Boom! Take that!
You got a tree!
How do you like it? I want to, the technique I want to deploy with kids that are like doing what they're not supposed to be doing in the hall is to use opera and just like, stop! We must be safe!
That would stop them cold. You heard that in the hallway? Like, oh shit. Yeah, I think I would as a kid. All right, I'm gonna listen to that guy.
He's got some vibrato to it.
That's how you win their respect. Anyone else for your name, your real life name, your real life class, and your real life what tree you are?
Wait, what do you mean by class?
Like, are you a wizard or a warrior or a plumber? What's your real
I see.
class?
I see. Okay, so my name's John. and I'm a I guess you could say I'm a slug because I live under a rock. So it's my real life class. And what kind of tree do I feel like? See, I don't know the names of enough trees to really say, but I'm gonna say I'm like a spruce, even though I don't even know. I wouldn't be able to pick out a spruce tree from any other tree, so I'm gonna say I'm a spruce tree.
It's what's inside the tree that counts.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know what's inside a spruce tree, but what's
Yeah.
the substance of the tree?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
But, I'm Esmond. My class is middle class to lower middle class. Or no, I guess I'm a scribe because I like writing. So that's a good class for me. And I'm a maple because the maple tree in my backyard is dropping all the helicopters right now, leading out of the gutters.
Very nice.
So there you go. Beautiful.
When you throw them out of the gutters, do they all spit?
They do, yeah. It's actually kind of fun.
Yeah.
That is a fun way to clean.
Yeah. It's like being a kid.
Yeah. My name is Tom. I don't know what class I am. I guess I'm part of the man because I work for the government, but like, I don't know. I'm not an authoritarian, but I technically am in charge of people. So I don't know, man. I'm just kind of here for a good time, not a long time, but yeah. What tree am I? I feel like kind of a palm tree today because it's hot out.
Nice.
I'm sweating in places that just sweating. Just
Your
like,
coconuts are sweating?
my coconuts are sweating. Yeah,
And you're
it's
swaying
kind of
in the breeze.
swaying in the breeze. Yeah. A palm tree today.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
You sound like a shy fascist that hasn't truly embraced your power
Yeah.
yet.
No, I'm working my way from the inside. That's what it is.
I'm in charge of people, and I haven't
Yeah.
crushed them yet.
Not yet.
But
It's on the horizon.
I'm writing down shy fascist for my next one of these. That'll be one of the classes for sure.
we strongly suggest you comply.
Probably should. Probably best for you.
It would really help me out.
Need to crush you with my palm.
And then now that we've had a chance to think of a brilliant character name, I'm sure, what are your characters? What are they about? Going around the table one last time. And then we'll pack up and head out.
That's it. Pretty fun game.
Yeah.
I'm Gore.
Yes.
Warrior.
I'm a few foot.
Okay. Anybody have any questions?
It's very clear.
I don't think you're telling me the truth. I said, does anybody have any questions?
What kind of warrior are you, Gorf?
I don't know yet. That is my destiny. That remains to be seen. I surrender the floor.
Tough act to follow.
Yeah.
I'm Derek, the disgruntled, and life has been really unfair to me. You know, there have been several promotions that I've been in line for. These fuckers keep getting promoted ahead of me. It's really not fair. I'm a warrior and low-ranking knight, and I am armed viciously with a letter opener.
Nice. My name is Ruben. I'm an oddball psychonaut. And per my sheet, I'm distractible, yet I seek insight, so...
Focus!
Okay, you were saying something really interesting. So here I am, I'm Ruben. I'm just trying to...
Get to the point!
Okay, I'm trying to take it all in, I'm sorry. And I also have a letter opener, so... And I surrender my time to the floor, too.
The three of you, Gorf, Ruben, and Derek, have come together in quest of a magical place supposedly filled with all sorts of magical treasures. The Temple of the Root Elf Gods. It was abandoned suddenly for reasons unknown. It could just be elves are elves. They're from the undying land of fairy. They operate in mysterious ways. Maybe they just up and leave. They're mercurial. Could be it's haunted. Could be, who knows. This tree, which holds interest for all of you. Glory, psychedelics, the creatures of fairy are known to have some interesting fruits, fungi, and the like.
They have the holy blade.
They are rumored. You have found rumor that indeed a fiend-bane blade lies underneath the Undertree.
Okay.
But it appears it is not always in one place. It appears at a certain place. In the Dolmen Wood, on the northern edge of your kingdom of High Hankel. There you have quested for. The unseason has come between spring and summer, when the Undertree appears under the eaves of this ancient and once fairy-ruled wood. Someone roll. You can get rid of all the dice except the 6s, actually. From here on out, we'll just use the classic box of the die. Someone roll and give me a result on the die.
One of you warriors roll.
3. All right, so
Don't touch me.
you find your way to Lancashire, which is a town just outside on the hill. Up there, you can see this massive primeval forest that you're gonna go into. You get a room there at the Hornstoat Inn, and while you're in town, asking around, kind of feeling, see if anybody knows about maybe the root elves or their history. You meet a woman named Agatha Smythe. She's a rich merchant with a head like a deflated toad. She's got greasy red corduroy dress embroidered with silver threads, and she tells you, the elf priests, they abandoned the woods and their temple a century ago. I dare say they tired of praying to the deaf ears of a make-believe god. One hermit stayed down there, still there, for all anyone knows, a paragon of faith's foolishness. And this is the rumor that you go in with. So this Agatha person in Lancashire gives you a little idea of what may lie beyond. You make your way towards the Undertree, having found from a Fey cartographer a reliable path through the wending ways of Dolmen Wood. You go past some of the moss-covered ancient monoliths after which the wood is named the Dolmens. And you arrive at last in a bright clearing, a glade where the trees give way, the wind sways, this towering thing, gnarled and wide as a barn, with leaves that glitter in the sunlight. Leaves literally seem to be made of gemstones. The light shines into these translucent leaves and glitters in them fantastically. And there's an archway in the tree, like it is grown open fantastically. And within, you see there is a stair that descends down into the dirt, a stairway that appears to be made of roots. You're in the glade with the towering tree, the gemstone leaves, and the archway. What do you do?
Do we go around the table?
We could go around the table, or could talk amongst yourselves and make a group decision. Let's try once going around the table, as that gives us some structure.
Okay.
Gorf, you behold the scene, and how do you react? The gemstone leaves say in the reeds.
I'm thinking very hard. I'm scared, a little bit scared, but I got my trusty tree branch. So
Sturdy, trusty.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm ready to retaliate if necessary, but I will see what everybody else wants to do and react appropriately.
Excellent. It can be a bit like a point-and-click adventure if there's anything you want to examine more closely, or where you want to go in the scene. Glade surrounded by trees, you just come through there. What does Derek?
So I should amend. I'm also supposed to be positive and cheery. as well as seek glory. So that's going to inform
As well as disgruntled.
As well as disgruntled, which I like that. Guys, I think we should go down those fucking steps.
Looking at the remnants of the sprinkled leaves on the ground and just kind of looking at them. Want to know what they are.
They look like they're
real.
They look like they're hollow, and they are. You look down. They look hollow, maybe brittle. The light shines through them, and they are clearly made of some very thin gemstone. Each leaf should be worth 1 silver piece, like a dime in our talk.
Okay. Well, I already have a jar of loose change, so I'm just grabbing a couple of them and chucking them in there for good measure.
So you can make a note: jar of loose change plus gem leaves if you want.
Gem leaves. And I'm just kind of looking at that. But once you said we should go down those stairs, I said, oh, sure. Let's do it.
I have my holy fire lantern, so I can lead the way.
You're ready for it.
We have our letter openers.
Yes, yeah.
At the ready.
For whatever letters may come our way.
You make your way towards this tree and find, on closer inspection, it has some kind of like warts on it. The trees sometimes get. Maybe it's a little sickly. And the husks of termites litter the base on either side of the archway. The stairs lead down, and you see they lead into a tunnel. The walls and ceiling of this place are made with tons of roots that have been interwoven as if they've somehow been convinced to form into this arching tunnel. In these walls, the floor of this whole structure is compact dirt. You go under the ground and feel the coolness, smell the loam of this Undertree area. A hallway stretches before you at the base of the stairs, root stairs, which creak, and it comes about 15 feet, lit by your holy shining light, and then it goes to a T. But before that, there is a doorway to the left.
I think we should kick in the door.
No knock?
No knock.
Just got,
You two go in first with your letter openers, okay?
Okay.
I realize I have a sword too, so
Oh.
yeah.
Give me your sword.
Swords.
Use your letter openers, okay?
I'm gonna hold on to my sword in a positive and cheery voice.
Yeah.
I think we should kick that door.
Yeah, I want to know what's behind that door, so let's get up in there.
All right, I'll kick it in. You two rush in.
Deal.
Understood?
Yep. Let's go.
You know, a lot of people have tried to take things from me, but it's okay. It doesn't bother me at all.
Maybe
that you
this
asked
time's
that.
different.
This time will probably certainly be different, and in glory.
Yeah.
The door, which is like circular, like a hobbit door, beautiful whorls of wood, and it kicks in. Dust flies into the air. The light comes into this chamber, which hasn't seen light in gods know how long. It lands upon a bas relief against the far wall. You know, the figures are coming out, crafted out of stone that has been placed down here. And there it is a picture of a god riding with stirrups in hand on a star, like it's a horse through the cosmos, and sparks are coming off of him. And then on the other wall, you see a torso of a dryad. Think Groot, you know, like a tree person coming out of the wall. But it's just like one arm on his face. And he looks towards the light and blinks. His eyes are just empty sockets, but they blink. And he wheezes in and coughs from all the dust that you've kicked up. Let's see how he's feeling today. It's not a foregone conclusion that he's in a good or a bad mood.
Fair.
What? Visitors, what are you doing here? He says. Before you, the Dryad torso and the bas relief.
We seek the holy blade.
He blinks. Termites crawl out of one of his eyes and into his mouth. He coughs them up. Holy blade? He looks towards the bas relief.
have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't believe you. Where is the Holy Blade?
You are no elf. This is a lair of the root elves, and I have been tasked with guarding this tree.
A termite crawls on his finger. He blows it off.
But it has become very hard lately.
You see 2 of his fingers have totally been bitten and eaten away.
What were you saying?
Then I will have to beat you to death with my tree branch.
If I may, we're simply looking for
He streaks
information.
into the wall until just his head and his hand are poking out.
We're looking for some information. I'm sorry. I was looking at some of this dust over here. It was pretty interesting. But now that he started beating you, I think.
He gets a sour look on his wooden face.
So, we might not be these elves that you kind of trust, but we've got this little knapsack of things. Maybe would a sandwich do anything for you? I suppose probably not, but
If Derek could
You
just
better take
interject,
this.
if Derek could just interject in a
Yes.
cheerful way,
please.
before we talk about trading the things that you have worked hard to earn and should keep, I am just going to take my sword and hold it above your hand and ask you again, where is the fucking sword? And this has nothing to do with things that I think were taken from me in the past or withheld attunement and applause that I think I maybe deserved in the past. So, I'm going to ask you again, where is the sword?
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. I'm not sure how he would react. Roll your d6. If you can get a 4, 5, or 6, I think you will succeed in your combined effort to intimidate.
Diplomatic.
If you get a 1, 2, or 3, he will flee.
No.
All right. He withdraws the hand before your sword can come down upon it and says, "You will never have the name blade!" and disappears into the dust with one last look at the bas relief. Your light from your lantern shines upon the stone of that wall which remains. It is made from a porous black material. Meteoric, you realize it's made from meteor stone. And your light shines, oddly. It's not a shiny stone, but in the cave that he's riding on, now that you've got a different angle on it, you see it's actually concave. Like a globe could go in it. And the light dazzles and shines in that area. So the Dryad,
Wait, can you describe
horrified,
that again?
Yes, a bas relief of a god riding a star. Sparks are coming off him. Now that you look more closely at it, you see each of the sparks coming off of this being riding through the cosmos are turning into elves. So this is sort of a creation story myth. The star that he's riding on is actually carved into the wall, and it's sort of a hemisphere, and that material is shiny, so your light shines in it off of it. And as you look at it, it kind of like generates a little hologram in the middle.
It's pretty. It's very distracting.
Termites crawl over on the floor from where they were blown off, and then go into tiny little tunnels to follow the Dryad into the wall.
Should we look in that little hemisphere? See what that's all about with all its shininess?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks shiny.
Look into it. Sure enough, it is quite shiny. It appears to be faceted subtly, with many, many, many facets, like a chiliagon, 1,000-sided shape.
Whoa.
And they reflect into a central point, and that's what generates this little hologram. As you come closer with the light, that it becomes a little bigger, the sort of ball of light it's generating in the middle. That's what you see.
Let's take the little ball of light.
Nice. You reach in, but it is uncatchable. It's like a cat playing with a laser pointer. But as you come closer with your light, it does get bigger and bigger and shine in the whole thing. So you can tell the closer your light gets to it, the bigger the ball becomes. And you hear, and you look up and see the top of the wall has come down an inch as you've approached, and the ball has gotten bigger.
Oh boy.
You think we should go down the tunnels, Gorf? Let's do it.
Alright, let's do it.
Let's do it again.
Reuben, like a sandwich.
Like a sandwich.
Yeah.
You got that picnic lunch.
Yeah, it's on the mind.
All right,
Let's go down.
It sounds like you're gonna leave this room and check out that T.
And the ball of light is completely unattainable. Like, no matter what we do, we can.
Yep.
Just,
And if the ceiling is getting lower the closer we get
we
to
gotta
it,
move, yeah.
doesn't sound too safe.
Right.
As you back away, the ceiling returns and closes off. It seemed like you could feel some cooler air coming from behind
It's
it.
just not the right time.
Closed off that area. You go to the T in the road, and now the most important question in any adventure game: do you take the left or the right?
Maybe we should roll.
I was gonna say,
Coins.
yeah.
Good idea.
There are, by the way, rules on the back. I don't think we'll necessarily need them. You don't have to read them right now, but as questions come up, I may refer to them to answer the rules. For instance, uncertain actions. I just had you roll a 6-sided die to see if you could get a 4 or higher for that Dryad, and that's from the uncertain actions on the
I see. Okay.
What if,
Someone roll and then. should we
yeah,
do,
odds and evens?
Yeah. Odds
Yeah.
left.
Odds left,
Evens,
evens right? It's 3. That's odd. That's left. We're going left.
I changed my mind. Let's go to the.
Oh!
I don't like that flip.
Okay.
You
All
go
right.
to the right, and it is a curving path in both directions. Once you come to the T, you see they both curve out of view. So you go along this curve, and then there is a doorway to the right, an open archway. So this doesn't have a door on it, but an open archway to the right. One sec. And you hear soft murmuring as if someone is praying within in a language you do not recognize. That sounds song-like. So there's that archway to the left, which has that murmuring coming from it, and then the path does continue to curve forward, and it looks like there's another area you could go to on the right up there.
If they don't speak our language, how much information can we get out of them? Especially if they're praying.
We could shake them down, though, for valuable equipment.
Yeah. Okay.
I agree with Derek.
Alright, let's do it.
We can interrupt your praying with threats of violence.
You better pray harder.
Let's see if it's paying off.
Swear to me.
That's not like the guy from Taken.
Your light illumes a large chamber, like 30-foot radius, halfway circle. It is a domed area. The domed ceiling has roots dangling off of it, and there are motes of glowing green light in here, so it's already illuminated half of it by this green light. There in the center of the chamber, there's a mat, a prayer mat laid out. There are altars on the walls of this chamber, 2 altars on either side of the walls, but on top of them, where you would expect statues, there are pockmarked, weathered lumps of stone that appear to be covered in, like, clear slime. And in the middle of the room, back to you, is a transparent, stooped, wrinkled, old elf. You can see the long ears pointing out, and his arms are twined roots, so he's an elf made of trees, but he's kind of a mix of roots and then a hand. Roots and then a hand. He's praying, he's got big eyebrows that you can see from behind his head poking out, like Dolly's mustache. And he's whispering, And then you see across from him, there's another archway. Leads beyond. Looks like that room has glowing light in it, like somebody's cycling through all the different things you can do with an LED. It's like everything's glowing this color, then green, then purple, and there's a little sound. You could go there. There's that guy, the altars, and then there's another archway, but it's jammed up with roots, all jammed up with roots, and you can hear something coming from there.
There could be a throbbing sword in that room. I know what that sounds like.
We do the throbbing sword. That's a good inn name.
We can good cop, bad cop. Who's the good cop? You're the bad cop. Okay. Yeah, I'm the curious.
I'm going,
So let's approach it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm going towards the lights.
Okay. The throbbing sword.
You just walk right past him.
All right.
You, as you go forward past the elf, these two are, thinking about how they're going to approach the elf.
Bad cop.
Sorry to interrupt your praying, but I'm going to introduce my friend Cork. We would just like a second of your time.
Visitors to Undertree.
And he stands up, and you can see translucent blue robes with gold. And he looks at your branch and says,
Thank you for your offering, but we already have many advantages within our temple.
You've never seen this one, though, have you?
No.
Hold on a second. Let me just talk to you for a second. Now listen, I don't think he would smash your head with that branch. I don't think he would do it.
Oh, thank goodness.
I've seen him too far crazy to think so. So I would just like to ask you, what's in that room beyond, and what would happen if we went in there?
Oh, well, that is the sunken garden, and also the chamber of the deities. There were statues of the many deities worshipped by the root elves, although now only the Queen of Tears and Vengeance statue remains intact. Oh, goodness. It was
Have
my
you
job.
ever seen a sword like this, except it's magic and mythical? Here, I'll give you my sword, Cork, right? Because it's getting kind of heavy, so why don't you hold on to that? Show him the sword.
What do you think? Is that look sharp to you?
he leans in, and it goes through his head, doing nothing because he's translucent.
Ooh, yes, quite sharp.
The blade.
He's invulnerable.
Don't worry.
I have seen many mystical blades. Oh, we used to have such a great craftsman here and such a wondrous historian. She was my favorite. But they abandoned the faith just because our gods hadn't spoken to us in a few centuries. Yes, the name blade, I remember, was our smith Aberon's favorite. What did that one do?
Smith Aberon?
Yes.
Who's this fellow?
Aberon, he was the greatest of the wood elves in all of Dolmenwood, which is kind of like being a big fish in a small pond, but this was a great sword. It made things explode or bleed a lot. It all blends together,
Is it the Holy Blade?
Certainly a holy blade.
Not a Holy Blade, it's an E. I am seeking the Holy.
Well, you'd have to consult my library to know for certain.
Library? Where can we find this library?
It's down the way you came, and to the right, and then to the left, and then through the circular door, past the Hall of Pillars, right at the back of that.
Okay. Should we go?
Should we go check on Ruben? See what's
Yeah.
going on in the...
Yeah. Well, you have been conversing with this very friendly ghost. Very, gullible and willing to believe and good intentions. Reuben has come into another circular chamber, but with 4 deep alcoves going off of it, and 2 of them have more nubs that have just pockmarked heaps of stone covered in slime. One of them's intact, although it's also covered in slime and starting to be weathered. In the center, there's a sunken, circular garden bed. And in this garden bed, there are 10 pieces of fey fruit, fruit from the realm of fairy. And as you look upon them, they shift into different colors. They change colors, they pulse, and they also change shapes. smell. So now it's like a purple banana, and then it turns into a pyramid that's green with like a lime hinge, and then it's a blue, turquoise, orange.
I mean, I have some hallucinogen tincture, but I don't think I need it. These are doing their own thing. I kind of want to grab one of these.
Ruben, no.
But
Do not touch it.
my
Stay
picnic
focused.
lunchbox, though, I kind of want to maybe grab one of these for later. Maybe see if they help us on our journey. We could need it.
No, it's too dangerous. Don't touch it.
How do you know?
I have a bad feeling.
Should we roll to determine if he touches the fruit?
I want to grab it.
You grab a fruit, pluck it off, and it turns into roughly pyramidal shape.
Okay. So I'm just gonna stash this for now.
Nice. Put that on a new line. It'll take up an equipment slot.
Pyramid fruit.
There you go.
Turns out we could have just talked to the brain guy. But which one is that? He seemed very amenable to answering our questions.
Should we trust him though? Should we go down there? Perhaps he's trying to deceive us. I feel like
He's drifted over now to one of the pockmarked things on the altar and just sort of shakes his head.
one of these fruits that Ruben
Good question.
taken.
He drifts over.
Goblin fruits, yes, brought from fairy and crafted, the finest bunch of goblin fruits in the mortal world. Although don't let the goblins hear about it.
Is it safe for a human to eat?
Absolutely, none of these are deadly. Let's see for a moment. Yes, none of those are deadly.
I'm gonna go grab one.
I have an idea.
Okay.
We're gonna trust this fellow. We should see if if the fruit is dangerous, then we will not trust it. If the fruit is safe, we can trust it.
It's a good idea.
Let's have Ruben eat the fruit. Because he's dispensable. And if it's safe, then we will follow his directions. If it's not safe, we'll get out of here.
How about this? I'll go grab a fruit and then we'll roll a dice, Ruben, and then one of us will eat it.
Okay.
Even numbers.
No,
You eat it.
I would rather have Ruben.
Odd numbers. Odd numbers. You eat it.
Okay.
Again, it's odd numbers. You eat it. Even numbers. You eat it.
Okay, so odd numbers, I eat it.
Yes.
But if it's
Even,
even numbers,
you
you
eat
don't.
You
You
eat it.
don't
You
eat
eat
it.
it.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Oh, it's odd. It's one, so I guess I have to eat it. But we'll see what it's like. I guess. All right. Ooh. It's pretty good.
Right. As you eat the fruit, your right arm has an interesting sensation in it the moment you use it to eat the fruit. And it, kind of notice it's more flexible. And you can actually bend your elbow back the other way. And your fingers too. Your whole, from your fingers up to your shoulder is now and for the rest of time, rubbery.
Rubber-armed Reuben on the scene. Ew. Okay.
So feel free to note that on your character sheet if it's something you think you'll forget, but maybe not. My arm is rubber.
Arm.
Ruben, do you think it's spreading?
Rubber.
Is it spreading up your shoulder into your body? Because we might have to amputate it.
It feels like it has distinct.
Get your letter opener ready.
Like feel where the bones are still anchored, still solid, and where the other things
so much
turn to cartilage.
here or here.
Do you think it's gonna hit your extremities? You know what I mean?
You know, maybe if I have another bite of another one, it might. But for right now, I think it's just this.
Okay.
But
Can you stretch it? Can you reach really far?
You can reach
further than I once did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not for infinite distances, but if we need to reach something, I could probably grab it if it comes later on.
You hear from a chamber beyond You turn and realize there is the area you came in, another area out of this. There are two ways out of this. Kind of the middle door you came in, and then to the quote-unquote north and south. And from the south, you heard a chorus of many screams sounding oddly distant, echoey, and muffled. And just upon the screams hitting your ears, you have a sort of dreamlike, surreal, psychedelic understanding. Like you wouldn't dream, like you know something that you shouldn't kind of know, that they're the screams of gods and in anguish. You hear the screams, and then they kind of die down, and you listen a bit, and they're muffled, and then you hear snoring. From the chamber. There's a door there that's been busted off its hinges.
Well,
I think we should stay focused and find the library that the ghost elf spoke of.
I do like insight, and I like seeking it, so I'm down with that.
I like reading.
It might be dangerous. Ruben has acquired a rubber extremity, but
Also, since I ate one fruit, I grabbed another fruit, just
So you've got one in your
just for
equipment
later,
slot.
just in case. Yep. So I ate one, but I replaced it. So
we can always use
Spiky
Ruben as our guinea pig. Let's try
Yes.
to keep him alive as long as possible.
Spiky.
And we also can trust the old guy, it seems, because he's not dead.
He's not dead, but
We'll see, though.
yes.
yet.
The old
Yes.
guy, in response
We
to
need
the
to be-
screams, has fallen to very intense praying and sort of closing his eyes.
We should proceed with caution, but we always have to sacrifice. So.
But I didn't hear you. Just watching these fruit.
Grab a few more fruits, Ruben.
Okay. All right.
Nothing to worry about. Okay.
Okay. Cool. Let's go.
Let's go.
Out of the prayer chamber with the domed roof, away from the sunken statues and the sunken fruit garden and the remaining statue, ignoring the screams, and the way that your ghastly friend told you leads to the left, and then there's a door. So right at the end of the hall, that like this curved hallway you started out on comes to an end at a door. And there's, to the right, that's the right he spoke of, and there is a big tapestry on the wall, very dusty, it's under a tree, but it is under the tree.
Focus.
Sorry. Oh, sorry.
Under the tree, it's a round table with a bunch of chairs. One of the chairs like leaned back as though someone's sitting in it, but it's empty, a bunch of empty chairs, and then one elf goddess there with tears streaming down her face and sort of permanently sad eyebrows, but she is smiling and looks like she's talking to an invisible person in a chair next to her. That tapestry is there, and beyond it you see another hobbit-like door. The whorls of wood in this door, which is, it looks like they just took a core out of a tree and made a door out of it, and laminated
Corridor.
it. The whorls have been massaged to spell words, and as you look at them, they were in an alphabet you didn't understand, but they move into the alphabet of your language so that you can understand. They say something great. You just wait till you're formless before the beginning and after the end, Tor says on it.
Got the rubber arm going.
Is that where we're supposed to go? Should we go?
Supposedly it's beyond this door to a pillared hall that the library lies, according to your ghost friend.
Let's kick in the door.
Kicking?
Yeah.
Do it.
I'll kick in the door.
All right.
Get your letter openers ready.
Got it.
We're set.
Alright, for this one, roll your d6. Try to get a 4 or higher.
Everybody or just one?
Anyone who's kicking the door.
Oh, that's you.
Yeah.
Good. Thank God.
Yeah.
You suck.
So do you.
Ouch! This one's locked or barred or something. You're praying intensifies in the adjacent room.
Okay. I have a book of hymns. I'm going to approach the praying person and give him the book of hymns.
Nice. How quaint. Mortal prayers.
And he goes to them and lifts his hand to cause a gust of wind that opens them up.
Oh, this is lovely. Oh, I haven't been down to the library in so long. Thank you. What is your name, by the way?
Derek the Disgruntled.
The Disgruntled? Are you a questing knight?
I'm a warrior. Seeking glory.
We seek the Holy Blade.
He looks at you, looks away, and looks back to you. Throws a thing over his shoulder at the root jammed archway where you now hear the snoring and realize from the sunken garden you had one way into this, and it seems like they both lead to the same place. They're snoring in there and muffled, deific screams. He says,
You could kill a questing beast to gain glory. It's a Theoglut. A beast that feasts upon icons and religiosity itself. Oh, it's practically turned the entire temple into nothing but a bunch of slime-covered rocks.
he gestures to one of the altars.
I will give you this book of hymns as your own possession if you can tell me, does the monster have a weakness of any kind?
Given what I know about Theogluts, their hide is tough as leather. They can only be harmed by magical weapons and spells. Weakness. Nope, none of those.
Where can we acquire elven
We need the
spells?
Holy Blade.
Yeah, the Holy Blade, or where can we get spells?
Will the Holy Blade kill this beast?
Oh,
Great question.
yes. Any of our smith's blades would pierce its nasty little...
I'm looking for the Holy Blade.
Yes,
Not your
yes.
Smith Blade.
It may be the Holy Blade. I'm not familiar with the blade about which you're speaking, and I'm quite a scholar of these sorts of things.
Would there be any information in your library?
Absolutely. And spell scrolls. I kept some tucked away in the desk.
Well, show us where they are, and we can perhaps help you.
Defeat the Theoglut?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you little motherfucker. He's
Oh, good. He goes along towards the door, and he looks at it, and it shifts into another language, and then he says something in his beautiful, melodious language.
First turn.
And the door just disappears. It like irises out. And then there is a hallway beyond. You can see it's got a big central staircase, but you got to go to the other side of the hall to get down it. And it's just this lovely wine chamber in which, what do you ask? There are carvings on the walls of outer space. So it's like between the stars, these big, beautiful, sort of medieval depictions of stars, and in between them are these forms of cavorting shapeshifters. So in one will be like a person with an alligator's head, and in the other they have like a dolphin's body, but a human head with elf ears, and it's all of them dancing around in space.
Focus, Ruben.
Yeah, boy, come on.
And all along the walls and ceiling, there are things moving. At first, you came in and thought this was like a mold-infected room with a bunch of like teal and orange mold growths, but the mold growths are moving, and you see one move and pick up a termite and eat it, and you realize the walls are covered in lobster-shaped fungus that are slowly eating the termites that are coming out of the walls. So you see all that in beauty, and you see the stairs leading down.
Oh, this way.
Colin just hovers through like the wall railing that blocks you from the stairs, hovers over to the other side where the stairs are, and begins to walk down them.
The library's down here.
Should we follow the old man?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, you go past.
I'm gonna pick up some of the termites and just keep that in my inventory. Is that allowable?
Nice.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
handful of
Good,
termites.
good, good thing for Derek.
At the bottom of the staircase, your holy light illumes another long chamber, as long as the one above. In this one,
Good day for
there are pillars all around, like every 5 feet, including behind where the stairs come down, the pillars go. And they are made out of twining roots, kind of double helixing together from wall to ceiling. And these double helix root pillars depict scenes. So in one, there is a scene of birth, someone being born, there's a doctor screaming out at the thing. Another one, there's a scene of someone dying, right? On their deathbed. It appears to be the same baby. Like there's the ghost of the mother looking down, all elves. And the next one, the dead old man is flying through space and has like lobster arms. And the next one, you see a new baby being born and then dying and then living in space and then being born and dying and living in space over and over again. And then there is a door at the back of the room. And Kalon goes up to it.
Ah, little library. Now, the door is enchanted, so I won't be able to glide through it.
He puts his hand against it.
You could give it the old 1-2.
All right, let's do it. The old 1-2.
This door flies open, not locked, just enchanted. And within is a library which is in a very particular state of disarray. The shelves have all been disassembled. It's not as though someone beat them, though. It's like somebody took out all the screws and then just let it all fall together. Books had fallen out onto the floor, letters into jumbles.
Letters, you say?
Perfect for you. Letters, jumbles of books, yes. Yes, folios. And there is a desk against the wall, which has also been, it's like someone took out all of the joists and joints, and it's just fallen, it's at a slant, and everything's fallen apart. There's a drawer intact in the middle of it, and amidst all of this crawl 6 big things. 6. It looks like they're invisible except for their outline. It looks like someone started to sketch in a big, bold marker in midair, giant watermelon-sized termite. But it's mostly invisible except the outline. There's 6 of them, and they're just crawling on the walls and ceiling and floor. When you can tell, looking at them, that their carapaces are very tough. Now, as we look upon and raise our weapons at these terrors, let us talk about how combat works in this system. If one of these creatures should deign to attack you, although I don't know if they're hostile yet, if they should attack you, then you will roll a d6 and try to get 4, 5, or 6 to not get hurt. If you get a 1, 2, or 3, you'll take an injury of some kind. If you choose to attack them, you all should get a 4, 5, 6 to injure them. But if you get a 1, 2, or 3, they will injure you. After you've taken 1 injury, I got a fucking big scratch on my arm. My head's been dented in, and I'm all dizzy. After you have 1 injury like that, if you take another one, you are out of the action.
Okay.
You're like knocked out. You're like, I can't do it anymore, or you're maybe dead, depending on how intense the thing is. So each of you has kind of like 2 hits in that sense. And looking at these creatures, it looks like they have that tough carapace, like the termite would. And there's no reason to believe that they wouldn't also each have 2 hits. 3 of you, 2 hits each. 6 of them, 2 hits each. And they hiss and open up their carapace, and their wings start to buzz as you enter the room. Warningly, they sort of keep their distance with it.
Can we open the letters without attacking them?
Well, so
And I have a letter opener too, so we can split them.
right, and I'll give you my letter opener because I'm distractible and seek insight, and all these books and letters, like I am just going to town. I am skimming like
Ruben, no,
all
the
these
termites.
different things. No, here you go.
As
Here's
you
my
go
letter.
towards them, you see that the letters of the open books, the actual letters, have fallen to the bottom of the page like chicka chicka boom boom.
Oh,
Like it's all just
sweet, but
falling
bummer.
apart.
Well,
You can see the binding or the glue that binds the books together has fallen apart, so the pages have come loose as well.
So it seems like there's no value in letters.
well, maybe
Oh, man,
some of these
this-
over here. Well, no.
How are we supposed to decipher these books?
Oh no! Oh goodness! It's It's all gone to shit.
Watch your language.
You're right. It's all in place. He does his version of he points at the desk, but the drawer is intact. Past all 6 of the termites, there is one drawer which appears to be locked.
Oh.
Okay, because I see
Ruben,
glory.
you think you can reach your hand
I
past the
maybe
termites?
might be able to if I do the old Ruben reach around.
It's about
The
50,
legendary-
like 12 feet between the doorway, and then that 12 feet is full of all these creatures. But that's where it is.
I'm going for that reach.
All right. If you succeed, you will be able to reach the handle of the drawer and grasp it. If you fail, you will be wounded by one of the angry termites.
All right. I think it's worth it.
All right.
Everything's in the corner.
No!
All right. You go through, and one of the termites raises up its carapace. So the things that cover its wings, and it slices either end of your rubbery arm, from which blood.
Oh, no.
Gosh.
Ruben, you moron!
Oh, man.
So you can write down cut arm or injury cut arm.
Because I see glory, armed with sword, I'm going to try to sneak past the termites and get to the door. So, should I roll to...
Yes.
Okay.
Roll to sneak. Are you wearing? You don't have any armor, so I don't think there's any
Correct, I
trouble.
don't have any armor.
To sneak through while they're distracted by
Ruben's
blood
bloody...
frenzy. If you succeed, you'll make it to the drawer unseen, but you will have to succeed again to get back.
Okay.
And if you
Okay.
fail, you will also take an injury.
I see. All right. Well, so I'm going to start sneaking. I see
Sneak away.
I see glory. I made it to the drawer.
Nice. You to the door. Sure enough, it is locked. Closed and locked.
Can I open it with my letter opener? Can I?
Ooh, you could try to prise it open. Yes. If you succeed, you could bust it open. If you fail, you'll destroy your letter opener.
Okay.
You'll bend it and bust it.
This thing isn't really that valuable. And we've got another one. in
We
the
got
party.
another one.
It's worth a shot, and busted.
Breaks in there. Oh no!
Damn it.
Glorf or Gorf. What do you do? And then the termites.
I am.
So I'm still at the drawer right now, right? Okay. Yeah. I will remain here.
I'm going in. I'm going to attack one of the termites
All right.
with my trusty sturdy branch.
Excellent. All right, go for it. 4, 5, or 6. You injure the termite. 1, 2, or 3. Another termite sees you and it protects its friend by injuring you. All right.
You little
And you see white in midair because it's invisible. Just suddenly white cracks form, and you can tell you've busted through the hard carapace on its back, but it's still moving, and it goes towards you. Roll to escape or evade as it tries to bite your legs and feet. Trying to get a 4, 5, or 6 to
Watch
be
out.
safe.
Look out, Gore.
It's not good, man.
Leg bites. Actually, here's my
Wow.
D7, my D10. As it bites you, you don't feel physically hurt. It's like almost like a duck is just nipping you with its little beak, but something else happens. 14. Your gladiolus. So
Oh, man.
here you feel a caving in as one of your bones disappears. Now, what effect would not having a gladiolus have?
WebMD.
Yeah. Gladiolus, no gladiolusitis. Apparently, a gladiolus is a flower. Is it a bone?
Thank God.
The middle or
Little
largest?
flower bones over here.
Oh my god. Okay, so you know how like the ribs come together here? That part where they all come together to
The
is gone
solar
now.
plexus.
Yep, it's just not there. So now you just have the points of your ribs here, threatening to bust out at any point, or if you get hit, it could puncture your organs because you don't have that holding it in place. Then it's
what do you do now?
Can I try to attack the termite as well? Can I try to
Yes.
rush in from the...
Yeah, you
Okay.
can come in from the other side.
So, Gorf, I'm like at the drawer and I'm rolling to try to attack with my sword. Derek! Ah! And I hit a 4.
Nice.
Ooh.
There are no longer 6 termites. There are 5
Oh
as
my
you
God.
run it through, and a gush of white blood appears, and then turns totally invisible, as well as the entire creature. So it was there, barely outlined, and now it's just invisible. Its corpse.
Can I stick the termites in the drawer to try to quickly access it and then flee?
Ooh, all right. Well, you've attacked this turn.
Yep.
You're going for your termites in your bag. Let's do another
Okay.
choice from you two, and then you can do that.
Gotcha.
What exactly is a tincture?
It's some kind of liquid that has something in it. So psychedelic tincture, would it be like maybe grounded up psilocybin mushrooms in alcohol or something like that?
Does it heal at all, or is it just for funsies?
It's definitely for funsies.
Yeah.
Does it heal at all? I look at healing. An adventurer may use any combination of rest, medicine, I'll say this is medicinal, rest, medicine, aid, food, and drink. But it's got to be a combo. So you can't just take the medicine, you have to take it in combination with food, aid, rest, or drink.
Okay. Well, I'm bleeding, but is it like... It's not life-threatening yet.
If you take another hit, you'll be taken out of the action.
Right. And
and
you're
you-
already
the
at
blood in
the
this
drawer.
comes out more than usual. Something about
yeah.
the rubbery.
Is it just
Yeah.
2 things? Because you could have the fruit and rest as the healed, right?
Right.
And you're distracted, so it would be on character to just go off. And take
Yeah,
a
I'm
nap.
just gonna take my arm back and just kind of ease up this time. Since you're already at the drawer, yeah.
Just take 5, Ruben. Is that what you're gonna do in the heat of this
Yeah.
battle against 5 termites?
Yeah, I'm gonna take 5 selfishly.
Nice. You'll have to step out of this room, I'll say, for it to be
Okay,
true.
I guess bye, Ruben.
Yeah.
You rest, and then do you eat along with it, or take the tincture, or
You know, I'm gonna take some of my picnic lunch and just kind of munch on that a little bit.
excellent. You have 2 of it left. We'll say it has like 3 sort of charges or 3 uses. What did you bring for this is most important of the night? What did you bring for your picnic lunch?
Well, contrary to my name, I'm not a big fan of Reuben. You know, just a nice,
French dip. No.
yeah. You know,
Travels well, yeah.
I do travel. Yeah, it travels extremely well. Just a little fruit salad for now, you know? I've got my main courses in there still, but just a little fruit salad to kind of ease the pain of alrighty.
Beautiful. All right. You eat some fruit. You're out in the chamber resting. And we'll say you've got to spend this turn resting and the next turn resting if you want to take this injury. Okay.
Alright, that's fair.
Then
Sorry, guys.
Your rubbery,
he's gonna sleep for a
your
while.
rubbery skin closes off. You kind of relax, and somehow that helps your circulatory system, you know, have the right amount of pressure that the bleeding is no longer worrying. The injury is
Okay.
no longer.
Okay, am I still rubbery?
Oh, yes.
Okay,
Oh, yes.
good.
Never not rubbery.
Good.
Gort.
Oh,
Gladiolustless.
Ruben, give me one of those fruits. I need.
Alright, man.
I have a healing potion, but I need to save that for.
I did that as I was ditching you guys.
Okay.
Just toss it back, yeah.
Toss you my spiky cube fruit.
You off go. Well,
Is that allowed or no?
yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you toss from the fruit, you have the spiky cube fruit, but for it to heal you, you have to do it in combination with rest.
Well, I'm not. I don't know if it's gonna heal me.
You're gonna roll the dice.
Oh, yeah.
Roll a d6 and let's see what the fruit does for you.
You've
Nice.
become the guinea pig now.
Nice. You eat the fruit. It's delicious. And the citrusy flavor when you open up the skin inside, it's like green on the outside but purple on the inside. Quite lovely. And you taste them, and then you taste a taste you've never tasted before, but it's after you swallow the fruit, and you know it's not the aftertaste. It's almost like you've gained a sixth sense that's taste-like. And you kind of lick your own sweat from the battle, and you taste fear, your own fear. You've gained the ability to taste feelings, and they taste good. It's the most delicious thing you've ever tasted. Yep.
But I still don't have mine.
You do not have your gladiolus now. You have no gladiolus, and you can taste feelings.
My feelings or everybody's feelings?
You're looking at your friends, and you can smell
You
it.
can
You
sense
think
them.
you can taste them as well.
Can I taste the termites' feelings?
Ooh. Interesting. I think so. It's risky if you get close to them, though.
Okay. Well, what's the status of Derek over here?
Yeah,
Derek, let's go back.
Can you remind me?
It should be me? Okay, so I'm going to try to continue the quest to get in the drawer by rolling to see if termites can weaken the wood at the top enough to allow me to jar open a door.
Nice.
I'm thinking the termites just won't act fast enough to weaken the wood. You know what I
okay.
mean? Because they're mundane termites, unlike these giant invisible ones. So I'm going to say that wouldn't work.
If I try to pry it open with my sword, would I lose the sword if the attempt fails to...
I think the termites are... So sword's a big, bulky thing. If you're trying to pry it out and you succeed, pop, the door pops open. But if you fail, rattle, 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 the termites know you're there.
Okay, yeah, so I'll take that risk. I'm going to try to quietly... Because we got to get in this drawer, because I think that's where the spells are. So, okay. Okay.
Ooh, pops open. Within the drawer, you
Well, there'd be
see
nothing to do.
nothing. Absolutely nothing.
You get nothing.
You stole busy lifting fruit. You see a folded set of vestments, forest green with silver trim, that are beautiful. Just, it's pristine. Even the papers and books that are in there as well are like a little dusty, but these look like they are hot off the presses. Just ageless, dustless. Lovely sort of, dress or whatever priests wear. And there is a blueprint, so blue paper all folded up, and you can see a little bit of what's inscribed on it, and you see what looks like a diagram of a dead unicorn and like the heart being taken out of it. And then beneath that, you see two little sort of pamphlets that appear to be spells.
Can I take the pamphlet spells in this turn?
Yes. You pop it open, you grab those two things out of the drawer. We'll say that's all you can grab. Roll your six-sided die twice. Tell me the first result and the second result.
First one's a 3. And the second one is a 4.
Awesome. Do that one more time.
Sure. 5.
Whoa.
That's weird, yeah.
Wow.
Sequential. Yeah.
And one more time. Thank you.
Sure.
Now we're betting, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Keep going. Yep.
Okay.
Whoa!
That is crazy. It climbed
Straight.
5, 2,
Wow.
6.
That's gotta be worth something, right?
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
And you saw that. I
Sorcery,
really
yeah,
gave it.
yeah, and
because I
then
was like,
after you said
no,
wait,
yeah,
and like,
yeah.
dang,
Interesting.
it's fate.
Two more times.
Okay.
Well, how's this gonna work?
I
Yeah.
have no idea what. Okay.
What? Okay. This is weird.
So if this is a 2, this is gonna be like.
Yeah.
All right. Now I really want it to be a 2.
I broke
That's
this.
got
fair.
That's
How
still
could
pretty
you?
sweet, though.
Okay.
You can see that one of that was just to see what one of them was. So we can do
Okay.
the whole process over again.
Okay.
But the first one is the Screaming Blood spell.
Screen blood spell. Okay. And that would go into equip, right?
Yep. It takes up one slot. And
Blood
then
spell.
maybe feel free to roll 2 at once. Just use one for the first number, and then one for the second number.
Okay, so the first one I'll use the white one.
Yep.
And then the dark one will be the second one. So we've got a 3 for the first, a 4 for the second.
Okay.
Okay, we're in this
Back
world
on.
We're
again.
gonna get 2 great screaming.
Yeah.
Okay, we got a 3 and a 5.
Great.
One more time.
One more time. Yep. Thank you.
Got a 2 and a 5.
Illuminating Bone is the other spell.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
You would either make a lot of friends or not a lot with Illuminating Bone. All right, you got those, and you're resting.
Still resting.
Oh, and are there details on what these do, or is it I just know the names but I don't know the... Like, did the pamphlet tell me?
Screaming Blood. That, you can cast it upon a target, and their blood will scream.
Okay.
Yep. You might be able, in the casting of it, anyone can crack open this pamphlet and cast the spell off of it. You might be able to massage the magic to make it do something adjacent to that when you cast it. And then the other one was Illuminating Bone. Similar, you could take a bone, or you could cast on a person's body, but that wouldn't help much because their bones aren't visible. But you could take a bone and turn it into a torch.
A torch, okay. So I literally need to find like a bone of a creature. Yeah, okay. I don't know.
The termite
Speaking of looking for bones.
So you're I think Ruben's still napping.
Yeah, I'm napping away.
Yes, let's see if these termites are any more hostile after this theft. Yeah, you killed one of their number, and their wings go down, and they start to kind of crawl and give you some distance.
Of course, showing what's up. Now they know. Now they know what happens.
Exactly, yeah.
This is what happens when you have a stranger.
All right. The termites seem to be giving you your space. You've got that drawer open. What do y'all do next? You're still having a little nappy poo. There you are.
I want to try out these new powers.
Nice. On the
Derek, come over here.
Can we go get more fruit and then to kind of gear up for the monster fight with these?
You want to try out your emotions tasting powers?
Oh,
Yes,
it's up to you, man. It's up to you, Gore.
I want
your
to see
show.
if you are actually in this for real.
Okay.
Or you're dying to double cross me.
I am sure
You
you're
are.
seeking glory.
But I can only blade when we find it.
Okay.
But I want to taste your feelings to see if you are telling me the truth.
So I'll cheerily just say, "Oh, you want the blade? I think that's great and fine. I have no feelings about it actually. It does sound like a glorious blade.
How do you taste? How do you try to taste the feelings? You can't. You feel like you have to actually lick some. Probably the forehead. You would have to lick someone's forehead to taste their feelings.
This is taking a strange turn, but I'm committed.
I would say I didn't write this, but I did. So you do have to lick their foreheads to taste the feelings.
Christoph was like, guys, my hands are tied.
Yeah, I wish I could help you out.
This wasn't a weird play to have my friends lick each other.
No, certainly not.
Your character has to lick.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want him to be too distrusting of me. So I'm going to wait until an opportune moment to lick his forehead.
Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer.
Exactly.
Okay.
But you don't know that.
Yeah, right. I'm just happy over here. Everything's fine, really. I don't care.
Yummy.
Excitement. You want to stay in this room or go back to one of the areas you were before, or there's still the drawer with the priestly vestments and the blueprint in it. How do you proceed?
There's still the. Say it again.
The drawer has been opened, and you've taken out the 2 spell pamphlets, but there's a set of robes in it. Beautiful. Green and silver robes. And a blueprint of some kind.
Let's take the blueprint. Maybe it has the instructions to find the holy blade.
Excellent. You take the blueprint. Do you want to examine it in here, or?
No. We will leave. So easy.
Right. You leave the chamber, and as you do so, the termites again give you a wide berth.
Good.
I have a question. So when my letter opener broke and I gave the book of hymns away, does that open up those slots? And then
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
before following Gorf, like, Gorf, I'm right with you, and I'm very happy about your proposal, by the way. It's really sitting well with me. I affirm your actions. I'm going to grab the vestments and the, what else was there?
You got the blueprint, so now, and you got the spells, so the vestments are the last thing in there.
Okay, so I'll grab the vestments and add that to my equipment, then I'll chase after Gorf, not at all bitter or disgruntled about the events that have unfolded.
Not at all.
Right. Ooh. He says, not.
Am I awake now?
You are back. Your injury is gone.
Great to see you, Ruben. That was really helpful when you took a nap when you were accosted by 5 deadly termites.
Thanks.
Hope you're rested.
Yep.
As you head back into the room with the beautiful pillars showing people dying and being ruined, you hear far off chants in that language of your ghostly friend who's right there with you. There's an eerie, twisting melody about it. Etc. Bit discordant at times, and it's multiple voices. And they sound like they're coming from upstairs and echoing. And Koan gets a little smile on his face and says, "Bob's this way." Sings along like a theremin.
What are they saying?
They speak of a desperate elf's hopeless search for the key ingredient to revivify her dead sister. A seed from a forest that has never known loss or death. It's a lovely tune.
Sounds like a bop.
Begins to hum along with you as you move towards the stairs. Alright. You make your way past the stairs, again past the mural with the one deity talking to an invisible deity next to her. You hear the Beyond the Door. Sounds like a good name for an adventure. What does that mean?
What does that mean?
A terrible sucking sound. The other side of that door that was at the end of the hallway, along with the muffled screams of gods.
What is that? I want to see what that is.
The door is openable.
I mean,
It is the Theoglut,
Says.
Oh, it's
Koan.
the monster?
oh,
the
we should probably,
God Eater.
we should probably wait then. Even though I'm
Well, we
very
got the streaming blood and the illuminate. Oh, we don't have a bone though.
right.
Maybe we should go. Do we
I'm
need to go in
very-
search of a bone?
Well, I thought we wanted the sword before we went after
Oh, okay. So it's the
That.
spells and the sword.
Maybe. I don't know.
There was
What do you think, old man?
Yeah.
Well, based on your fight with the abstract termites, I'm not quite certain that you're ready to fight the Theoglut.
It's your turn, so I don't know if you go in there or anyway.
I'm thinking we wait and I get distracted by a different direction.
Ghost puts his head through the door.
Oh no,
Step back up.
it's terrible.
Yeah. Let's go somewhere else. Let's not go in there.
You haven't. So there's the first T you took, and you haven't explored that path yet. There's also
Right.
one way out of the sunken garden that you haven't checked out.
Well, I want to look at this blueprint that I have.
Excellent. You unfold the blueprint, and there are diagrams and engravings. Like I said, one that stood out while folded was a unicorn that has been killed, and someone's like butchering it and talking about how to take a heart out of it and maximize the amount of its silvery blood. You decipher it. It takes some time, but as you look, you decipher that it is a diagram that describes the sort of engravings needed. It actually shows you these engravings, much talked about, rarely seen. Many will enter, few will win. That can bind a soul fragment to a container. The engravings have to be made from powdered platinum that has been soaked in the fresh blood of a unicorn. And you must first commit some terrible, grievous sin, like murder, to fracture your moral self. With the sole motive,
it's important, the motive, your only motive has to be to achieve immortality. And then finally severing off that little soul fragment so you can attach it to the thing with the engravings on it takes another spell not mentioned in this blueprint. But if you get that and this and do all the preparations, you have made a phylactery, which anchors your soul to the mortal world. Even if your body should die, your soul will hang out and can possess the weak-willed or animals.
Ooh.
Sounds right up your alley, Gord.
Yeah, yeah.
Based on
Dang.
what I've seen.
Yeah.
The weak will, you say?
Yeah, you can add phylactery to your blueprint. That's what it's a blueprint for.
Say it again. How do you spell that?
Phylactery.
And does that take up 2 slots, or does he still get a slot? Like,
Oh, it should just be the same as the
oh,
code.
okay,
Yes.
I've still got some space.
You still do.
So wait, so describe that. You're saying we have to find a unicorn to do this? You have
Yeah,
to kill
it
a
might be
unicorn?
beyond the scope of this adventure, although you have heard that there are unicorns in this wood, many of them. So you could just go up top and start unicorn hunting if you want. But yes, get a unicorn, get powdered platinum, which is expensive, soak the platinum in the unicorn blood, and then you need someone who knows how to engrave. And then they do their trick and use the metal, the blood-soaked metal, to engrave specific sigils. That's what the blueprint gives you, is these forbidden, awful sigils, dark magical sigils, onto a box or something that like has a container in it.
Mm-hmm. Well, this isn't the holy blade. What is this rubbish? Fuck this. I throw it away
Nice.
and get rid of it.
Koan just sort of side eyes it and said, "Yes. Why ever did we have that here? Who was trading in dark magic?"
You told me that the library would have information about the Holy Blade.
It did, but the information fell apart into heaps. You saw what those termites did.
Blast the termites.
We have an infestation.
He looks up and there's a lobster has crawled. Now that you opened the door, there's lobsters coming into other parts, crawling on the ceiling, hunting termites. Yes. Where do you want to go?
I'm gonna pick up the blueprint and add that to my inventory. Am I allowed to do anything else this turn, or?
Yeah, we can be out of turn since we're not like in a
Okay, gotcha.
life or death moment.
Yeah. And I want to go get some of that fruit and more healing. So I'm gonna go back to that room. And then what else is in that room again? Wasn't there a pathway in that room?
Yes, there's a pathway you haven't explored. So there's one path you come into the room from the glowing prayer chamber with the altars that are covered in slime and the sort of root wall that you haven't looked at. It's kind of shadowy. You come into the sunken chamber. You get a fruit. It's like a neon blue banana. And you see the statues. You hear weeping coming from the one intact statue, like gentle, kind of weird. And then you look over. There's a room where a door has been busted in, and that's where the... Actually, you look towards where that is, and there's an altar on the wall of the garden chamber as you're coming in. You've picked the fruit. You look up, and there you see it, with a body covered in human body, but the size of a child's, covered in shriveled red skin, and a gigantic white translucent head with, you can see the ghostly blue veins underneath it, and it juts out like a sperm whale's head on this little red body, and it's like clinging the body to this altar block, and it's sucking on this stump of what was once a statue. And it hasn't seen you yet, but you sort of feel it wheeling around on you. I'll give you a free runaway out of the room if you want. But the creature that has the muffled screams of gods in its belly has moved into this room now. And then there's one chamber leading, the chamber where it came from, where it was snoring before. And then there's a hallway leading off, you don't know where.
Okay. Because I see glory, can I try to attack the creature with my sword?
Yes.
Okay.
If you've kind of got advantage in this situation, so we'll talk about that here, but what it means is you have an advantage. If you succeed on your die roll, you get an additional benefit, and even if you fail, it's not going to be as bad as it could be. So if you succeed 4, 5, or 6, you will injure the creature. Although it's immune to magic, you'll at least stun and daze it.
Okay.
If you fail, it will know that you are there, and going forward, probably try to attack you, but it won't get a hit on you.
Okay. So yeah, try that.
So you all, I imagine, are kind of hanging back.
What the hell is he doing?
You're up ahead
Yeah.
getting the fruit.
Okay. No. Oh, okay. I got a 5.
Nice. What do you use to attack?
The sword.
Nice. You go up, and your sword is like a pencil against its skin. It doesn't cut through as a sword ought, but it does let go and sort of you can only see one of its eyes at a time. It looks over and looks at you with its whale eye, and it just opens up in shock, and it belches.
Belches out.
When he belches, you hear the terrible screams. And what's something that that Derek holds dear, and sort of what's a meaningful memory or a fundamental belief that Derek has?
Like, what do you mean? Like, tell me more.
Derek the what is it? Derek
Disgruntled.
Derek the disgruntled.
Oh, I guess.
What is some belief that he holds? If you want, you can attach a memory.
Sure. Yeah. No, the world should recognize me.
Yes.
Yeah.
So your entitlement that the world should recognize
an
you.
entitlement to recognition.
You feel it in your body when this terrible God scream lands on your ears, and you feel it kind of wobble. You feel the sensation and the concept wobble in your mind. That's it.
Okay.
And the creature is stunned, and well, let's see what it does. Not necessarily. Yeah, it just kind of turns and looks at you. It's gross. Screams coming out of its mouth with every breath.
That's it? Yep. All right. I don't know if that was a success or a failure, but that's what happened. It happened.
Yeah. We experienced it.
What's Ruben up to? Because
I don't know,
still
man.
groggy from your useful nap?
Yeah. Well, I'm just kind of looking around because you said we got a couple options where to go from here.
Yep. In the sunken garden room, there's a hall you haven't gone yet. There's also a T from the way you first came that you didn't explore.
Should you get fruit too while we're here? So you can rest.
Not eating another one of those goddamn
Oh, you're not okay.
forsaken fruits.
You're too tough for that shit, right?
No, what's that called?
Your gladiola.
My
Gladiolus.
gladiolas.
I'm gonna say counts as an injury if you get another injury on top of it.
Yeah. Well, can he eat the fruit and heal if he felt like it? No. Or
This fruit.
no, the fruit doesn't. The fruit doesn't
Yeah.
heal. Okay, I thought it heals. All right.
Yeah.
I have a
Food in
healing
general does.
potion, but
Can I
keeping
drop
that in
my
my
fruit
back
then? If
Your fruit could turn your limb rubbery. It could.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, the fruit didn't remove your bone. Termite.
oh yeah.
Termite did.
Oh no, I
Yeah.
have the tasty. I taste feeling. Okay.
Yeah.
You can taste
Yeah.
feelings.
Right.
So fruit could help you taste feelings, get a rubbery arm. Who knows what else?
so fruit gives you a buff, kind of.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll hold on.
I'm kind of gonna grab one of those as we then
Okay.
make our way to
Why not?
wherever.
We're here.
Yeah. I'm kind of a follower, so I'm good with wherever you guys want to go. Like we'll go, but I'll grab one fruit. What kind
Melon with it's like a cantaloupe-sized melon with a gray, almost moon-like exterior.
of Ooh, moon melon?
And I've got the banana on the
Moon melons.
banana shape.
So you all can peek in and see the Theoglut. Well, I suppose you're keeping. I've imagined you're keeping your distance. You're going to explore that unseen hallway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The hallway that you find connects. So there are kind of two branches off that lead to the sunken. Right, one of you goes this way, one of you goes this way. It's like, oh, they just come together. And then you go, and the hallway leads to the T that you didn't take before. So that chamber where you met the ghost is just a circle, and you've now gone around it. You have seen all the rooms except that room where the Theoglut was first nesting. There's also the bas relief chamber, which you're now near. You can see the way to it. You see the stairs leading up. You see that area where you first met the Dryad. And you recall that the bas relief generated a holographic light and caused the wall to move down the closer the light came. Also, you see coming down the stairs legs of a Dryad, but this is not the termite-infested one that you met before. They have long green hair, like long hair of green leaves, big buff arms, but slender, very slender legs, very top-heavy. They come down, they look upon you. Their eyes widen. They have sort of knot holes for eyes.
Visitors to Undertree,
The Dryad says to you,
have you seen Krork? I'm looking for him. I was worried he didn't have enough company, but look upon this. Huh. I didn't know Krork had such friends.
It's like that fucking annoying old guy who's been following us everywhere.
No, my name's Koan. He's like right behind you.
Sorry, I didn't.
Oh god, he came out of nowhere.
I can do that.
Yeah.
I was just making sure you're cool. Sorry.
Krork is my Dryad friend. He keeps watch over the tree. He's been doing a poor job of it lately, if you ask me. We used to play games together, but now he's mostly stuck in the wall.
So you've got this new Dryad who says,
I just come to keep Krork company. Could you tell me where he is?
they look into the chamber with the bas relief. Their hair whoosh, 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 makes leafy sounds as they go. They look in and say,
Usually he keeps to this chamber. Has he gotten better? Is he back on his feet again?
what do you say to this new Dryad?
Giving him the shakedown too.
Just go around shaking.
Yeah.
Me too.
Don't mind me. Talk amongst yourselves.
Are you waiting?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Sorry.
Wait, can you repeat the last thing you said?
Krork usually keeps to this chamber. Has he gotten better lately?
I don't think we know.
Korg, we don't know. We don't know this
Yeah.
You never met Krork?
No.
Dryad like me, old, covered in termites.
Oh, is that the guy in the
first guy?
room that where the? I
Did
think
you
we
beat?
Yeah, that you beat with.
I think he's doing okay.
Yeah.
Nice guy.
Make a d6 roll to see this person, this Dryad has a suspicious air about them.
What have you done to my friend?
And as they speak, you can see dirt starting to come up out of their face.
He didn't know where the holy blade was, so we beat him to a pulp.
The thing goes to attack you with its arm, which grows out like Groot style across the room. Roll to dodge.
No.
You're punched right in the face.
Oh, no.
Fall back
Oh, no.
into your loose ribs.
Oh, man.
Puncture something inside.
Oh.
You just can't even move. You're on the ground, can't even move. You got another injury on. So you've been taken out of the action.
I have a healing potion though.
Nice.
I'm going to drink the healing potion.
Oh, thank God.
All right, you're back in it. Round two. And it speaks in a creaking tree voice. It just sounds like a heavy tree creaking in the wind. But it echoes, it like hurts your ears and echoes throughout the chamber. And in response to it, an arm comes out of the wall near you and just starts grabbing.
Jesus Christ.
What do you do?
Ruin. Swat it with your hand. With your rubbery hand.
So I have climbing gear. I'm gonna climb on that thing. I'm gonna try to give it some of my hallucinogenic tincture to calm it down.
Actually, you could get up to it and sort of force feed it the tincture.
just,
This
like,
new
climb it and like use my reach around to
The Reuben reach.
patented.
the righty Reuben reach around. Yeah,
All right.
I think the kids would say that you're gonna dose it.
yeah. They do be saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about the climbing gear. The climbing gear, usually it's like a rope, maybe a harness, like pythons. that you
Right.
put in the
I mean,
wall.
I typically picture maybe structures rather or rocks rather than trees, but I'd like to think there's something. Maybe it's a rope and you can kind of lumberjack my way up it. And
How about one turn to lumberjack up and the other turn to get the tincture in?
deal.
All right. So both of those are going to be rolls. First roll, you can definitely get onto it. The question is, can you get onto it
Can
without
I-
being hurt?
Okay. Nope, I can't.
All right. As you like lumberjack around and start climbing up towards the thing's face, and just whack with these arms that just boom out and smack you like a bug.
Ah,
And you had the bloody arm injury, but then you rested
but I
off.
healed it.
Good.
Yep. So
All right.
now though I'm hurt again.
Yeah, your back, your shoulders
back.
and back have been smacked and bruised.
Okay, so I'm like, fuck this. And is it one arm or more than one arm coming out of the?
Just one arm, and it looks like the same arm that you threatened to cut earlier.
Oh, okay,
It's got
okay.
termites in it.
We gotta do something. So I'm gonna try to use the Screaming Blood spell on this flailing creature. So
Excellent.
okay,
To make its blood scream.
yeah, I don't know
Now-
what it's gonna do, but
Now with a spell, you're using your chi, your life force, to help get the spell off the page and out there onto the creature. Once you cast it, it's gone. It's like a spell's down. It's no good anymore. And what you're rolling for, it's going to succeed. Its blood is going to scream. Its sap is going to scream. But you're rolling to see if this fatigues you, if it drains you, and if it does, you lose one of your 10
items.
Yeah,
Okay, I
equipment
can't carry it.
slots.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So let's see what happens with the spell. 4. So
Nice.
its blood is boiling.
You hear that creaky like sound, but hissing like boiling blood. I imagine if it was human blood, it'd be a more audible scream. But this is how trees scream. This is what it's like when doves cry.
When trees scream.
Yes. And it's quite annoying to you on the you're climbing the tree.
you're so climbing
Yeah.
next to it
Ah.
with your smack back.
My back and my ears. Oh.
But the creature seems to quite like it.
It's like a sauna for
Yeah. It kind of removes its hand from smacking you, and it's just listening to the chorus of screams coming from its sap and looking at its arms. You're like, what witchcraft is this? And more mud just falls out of its mouth as it talks. It seems intrigued sort of by your spell. Are you a wizard?
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
A druid? Protector of the woods?
Of course.
Make a roll to deceive a creature. If you fail, it will know it.
Okay.
And change.
Yeah, dude, I've got like druid credentials out the wazoo. So, just to show you here's my diploma.
Nice. You can like take out one of your pamphlets or
Yeah,
whatever.
I just go, yeah, and here it is.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
And then put it away before you can really examine it.
Here's my credentials.
It raises its lip a little bit upon seeing the paper made from wood pulp. And it says, very well. Have you come to stop the termite infestation? Nasty things. Look at poor Croak's arm. Hi, Croak. And the arm waves.
Yeah, exactly. That's precisely where I came.
Oh, do you have an anti-termite spell?
No. Do you know where I could get one in these parts?
Mud comes out of its ears and dribbles down off of its chin and drips, and it just thinks, and it's going to be thinking for quite a while.
Okay.
Cork's chin comes out of the wall, and the hand begins to go like this on it. What do you do now? You have incapacitated the Dryad threat by asking them a question.
Lost your thought.
I want to taste his feelings.
Oh.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Give it a lick.
So I go up to it and lick his forehead.
Nice. Woody, of course.
Yeah.
A hint of kind of like gin-like, this acrid pine needle thing, but it's pleasant. And but that's just sort of at the edge of the flavor. It's this robust, warm, aromatic notes of kind of like rose petals and buttery taste. And what it's feeling is hope.
Oh. It's nice.
That's nice. Maybe we can be friends.
Yes. If you destroy the termites of Undertree, you would be a friend to the whole forest.
How many of these giant termites are there?
Giant termites?
We encountered 6 giant termites. We slayed one of them.
I'm talking about these fuckers. And he points out just one of the normal little termites crawling on the walls, destroying the tree.
You don't know about the big ones?
I don't like small termites, so I must really not like big termites.
They were about this big.
Do you know about this croc? Chin says,
They took my... What's it called again?
Gladiolus.
They took my gladiolus. Sons of...
I don't know. They took your flower.
He is incensed at the thought of it.
No, they didn't deflower him, but
Oh, it becomes less dense. It was a flower.
yeah.
It just stomps off towards, just randomly, not knowing where the termites are.
Just filled with rage.
Yes.
The parts.
It's the march of the Ents as this thing goes. Come on, Krork, and it grabs the arm and sort of the arm is still in the wall, but it drags along through the wall with him. So the Dryads are off to wreak vengeance upon the deflowering giant termites.
They're going out as a posse to
Okay, well,
avenge Kork's honor.
good. We don't have to worry so much about the termites now. The big ones.
Can we show the termites to the tree lost in thought and say, do you mean these termites? Because I have them in my equipment still.
Oh yeah, you
I
got
scooped them up.
a pocket full of termites.
Yeah.
It was looking intent upon where the giant termites were, but looks back when he says this and goes to smash all of the termites.
Ow, dude, careful.
Fiends, leave the Undertree alone. If you can find the queen.
Queen termite or the
Yes.
queen tree?
I told you about the queen tree.
Oh, yeah, the queen tree. We've known about this. Where is the queen tree?
The queen tree lives in Gladiolon. It's a realm of fairy, not mortal. Perhaps if you stay down here, after the summer has passed, you'll transport back to the Undying Lands with us.
Oh. Perhaps. Yeah, we'll definitely do that.
Does the queen tree know where the Holy Blade is?
Probably not. We don't like sharp things. Axes, you know.
Yeah.
Then we're not gonna wait for that.
What was I mad about? Big termites!
Takes to walk away. You're in the room with the bas relief. Your holy lantern shines toward it. You hear behind you.
Where was the restroom? Sorry.
In the kitchen on the right.
Thank you.
Bathroom break. About 20 minutes remaining till 5 o'clock.
Would there be exposition down the other way of the T that we didn't take? Is that where we rolled and went right? And then...
Yes, that T you've now learned when you came up.
Oh, it was just a
Sunken-
circle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Where have we not been?
The only place that you have not been is beyond the bas relief.
Yeah. Let's go there. See if we can
Let's go.
get armed up for
All right. You go up to the bas relief. Yeah, what I was waxing poetic about just before this. Probably not important. You go up to the bas relief. The lantern, you hear as you're going towards the bas relief and into this room, the muffled screams getting closer, and footsteps following you, and the smell of a single nostril sniffing.
Like a Digby sniff.
Oh yes, absolutely. It seems that the Theoglut is following you. You go up to the bas relief as the lantern gets closer. Once again, it moves down a little bit. You keep putting the lantern ever closer. When you put the lantern all the way in to where the star is, it lights up and is practically blinding. And the bas relief just goes down into the floor. You have to use a reflex to save your lantern from being crushed by it.
I'm going to put my branch instead.
Nice.
To try to prop it up.
Yeah, smart.
All right, the branch is able to hold it for a moment. You save the lantern, and then the branch, the question is, will it be destroyed or not?
Okay.
You're willing to sacrifice the branch for the lantern. All right.
Gorf, your mighty branch.
Never fear.
The wall goes down. The lantern that you used to open the wall is saved. Even the branch that you used to save the lantern remains intact.
It's a close call.
Never doubt the branch.
That's what she said. Dryad voice.
Shut up.
Within is a chamber with more of these lovely root walls, all spider webbing along. It's a very solemn air in this chamber. Your holy light lands upon armor stands of elegant birchwood. They're actually birch trees, thin birch trees that seem to have been somehow sung or morphed into the shape of armor stands. All are weapon except for one, which has a silvery cloak and below it silvery boots. There are also on the walls roots coming out as if to hold weapons in various formations. All of the weapon racks are empty except for one, which has a short sword in a crimson sheath, and upon it, in black fracture lettering, the name blade.
The holy blade.
The holy blade. You know, back when I attacked that creature and it shook my need for approval from the world, it really did make me less interested in glory. So, Gorf, I request that you don the armor and the blade, that we sally forth against the, what's it called?
The Theoglut.
The Theoglut together. With Reuben. Until, of course, indispensable.
Yeah, very essential. Very essential.
At this
Do
point,
you doubt my genuineness in my request?
I'm gonna lick his forehead.
What feeling is Derek feeling as he says all of this?
I wonder if I should roll, or
This I leave to you. You can roll if that
okay.
makes you
I genuinely, I think that you're best suited for the armor, and I request that you take the sword with earnest.
yummy.
It's a light, sort of cotton candy mouth feel. You know, it's light and airy, but it melts in your mouth. This feeling of genuineness.
Hey, you're a good guy, Derek. I like you.
It's actually fucking Derek.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That was so perfect.
True to form.
Well, I found my holy blade. I'm good to go. See you guys, I won.
You really have succeeded in achieving your character's goal if you survive and make it out.
But I'm now not disgruntled, but still happy.
Yeah, you've
I've really gone on a
really
journey.
won in a different way.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Sounds like a loser, like.
Yeah.
It's like cover your kid.
Right, yeah. No, you had fun though, and you learned a lot of valuable lessons.
Exactly.
Someone else won, but
When you take the name blade in hand, a voice sounds in your head, sibilant, high-pitched and cold, and it explains to you, cut any fiend with me, and I will learn its true name. A name you can use to rule it and bend it to your will. But I will only give the true name if an innocent uses me to take their
own life.
So someone has to sacrifice themselves?
Wait, I'm confused. So I cut somebody,
Yes, cut a fiend, a devil, or a demon.
but then they have to use the blade to kill them.
No. A demon is a demon or a devil is cut by the blade, and then I will learn its true name, which is useful for you. But I won't tell you. I'm not going to tell you. I won't do it unless a good person kills themselves with me. It's kind of my thing.
This is beside the point, but I do have a hard 5 o'clock cut time. So like taking that into account and taking into the account I'm not a warrior of any sort. I'm an oddball with a rubbery arm.
I kind of want to cut his arm off with my.
I'm
sword.
just providing
Just
information.
Just to test see if this works. That thing is really fucking bothering me.
You can lop it off if.
Oh man! Oh.
That's an injury. That's an injury.
Oh yeah, that
Your
is
back smacked
my
in the
back.
So now you're on you slump against the wall, bleeding out, and the blade says,
Good, but that is not a fiend. Also, I don't have any fiends on me right now. You have to cut a fiend first.
Oh, that'd have been good to know.
You didn't need that arm anyway.
the Theoglut appears in the entryway to the chamber beyond. It roars its terrible roar. It puts its head down so its blowhole can sniff towards you, and it walleyes and looks directly at your lantern of holy light and begins to charge at you. So roll to dodge a Theoglut attack. All right. You can. It looks like you've got your sword in hand. So you go to strike it as it comes towards you, but alas, it pushes you into the wall and gets under your blade. Whack! Your gladiolus punctures your organs inside a little bit, and you've got a punctured lung is your injury now. So you're still in the fight,
Boy,
but you've got an injury.
if I still had old rubbery, I could have given you part of my picnic lunch to heal you. If only.
Shut up, Ruben.
Alright, so I'm gonna attack it with my sword. Good. Still in my equipment. Oh no.
Nice. Your sword,
2.
like a butter knife, just grazes across and it looks towards you, and
Big piece, man.
just trying to help you feel good. The belch is right over you now. Your hair blows back, and you hear the screams of whatever gods you may believe in, for they live within the belly of this terrible beast in a lifetime of torture, and this knowledge shakes away your fundamental belief forever. So your idea that you have to prove yourself to other people is still in your. It's a concept or a string of words you could hold in your mind, but now it's kind of like a band or a show you used to like, but now you don't. It's like, what did I ever really see in that thing?
Great.
Yeah. Not the worst thing ever. You're still in the fight. What do you do?
I attack it again.
All right.
Die, you fiend.
Excellent. And actually, the name blade cuts through. On the back of its terrible white head, a line of red appears and a curtain of blood begins to dribble down its gross, translucent skin. It cries. All right. What will it do? Will it stay in the fight? Find out next time on... No. I remember. Can it get less than 10 or less? Or it's supposed to be more than... Yes, less than 10, it stays in the fight. So, it just screeches at you, and then you can have another go.
If I hit it with my sword though, like it glazed it the first time, right?
Your sword appears... You got a good hit on it, but your blade is unable to penetrate its hide.
What if I eat the fruit, the buff?
It never hurts. Eat the fruit. it may buff you, but A rubber arm wouldn't help against this. Being able to taste feelings wouldn't help against this. You're not sure what this fruit's going to do. Could it help
Okay.
you hurt the Theoglut?
Wow.
You're not
So
sure.
I'm gonna do that and then take a swig at it with my sword.
Excellent.
Okay. I miss again.
All right, you feel a growth on the back of your neck. You go and touch back there, and it's a teat. Your friends can see it's a mauve-colored teat on the back of your neck.
Sweet.
You touch it, and something's coming out of it, and it's quite sticky. It's like a glue-like. You have adhesive now that you can produce from your neck
Okay.
teat. And then you attack the Theoglut, but your blade useless against it. It's just like hitting it with a non-sturdy branch. Then it's its turn. It goes to snatch your lantern from you to eat it.
Do I?
And the light of the room sort of gets pulled in when it sucks, and then it stops and it comes out. It's like sucking the holy light into its body. And it's distracted for a moment as it devours your lantern. What do you do?
Attack it again.
Great.
Go holy blade.
Yes, if you succeed, you'll have advantage since it's distracted. If you succeed, you'll take it
Oh.
out. But if you
If
fail,
it's distracted?
Yeah.
Now, I know I'm armless, but can I jump in?
With?
Well, you guys have had a couple turns.
Yes, your turn.
I'm going to drop some of my hallucinogen tincture,
Yeah.
and then I'm going to jangle my jar of loose change and gem leaves to try to help you distract it.
Nice. It's sucking on the lantern, and I'm going to go ahead and say that. It looks up at that. So now it is utterly distracted. If you hit it, you'll be able to get its brain and kill it.
We're both utterly distracted. It's great.
If you fail, it won't get a hit on you, but it will become undistracted and turn its ire upon you.
Oh, man.
It inhales the last of the light before right. You go to hit it. It sees your blade. Inhales the last light. It looks away from you and toward you, and the light goes out. You're in utter darkness against this creature now. You have disadvantage, or Reuben. Which one of you? 1, 2, 3. 3. It's gonna attack you and probably beat you to death. Roll a d6 to not die.
Hey!
Nice.
Nice.
So you feel your arm is covered in a sizzling, burning acid now. And this is your non-rubbery arm, and it is now out of commission. So you're quite unarmed.
Even with a 6? Damn.
Yep, this is a disadvantage. So
Oh.
disadvantage, even the good isn't good.
Oh, no.
Can I try to throw the vestments, the garbs over its eyes and run?
Ooh, it's
Oh.
yeah. Y'all are in darkness, so that's going to be disadvantage. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, unless you pursue some light. There's a little light coming down from the stairway above, but yes, make the roll.
Okay.
If you succeed, then you'll throw something over its eyes, which apparently can see in the dark.
Or maybe you go ahead. Sorry.
If you fail, it will hit you.
Maybe we could find a bone that you could illuminate.
Yeah.
To create light.
Yeah, that'll be our.
Ooh.
Let's get the F out of this
Where's
room,
your
though.
glandola?
Oh, no shit. So I whiff on the. Try to blind it.
Excellent. You are thwacked in the side as just its giant fucking head wheels around to look at you, and it just knocks you to the side and sprawls you and you have like a broken rib now. That's your injury. Do you have any injuries, or is that your first one?
I think it's my first one, unless
Nice.
the teeth counts as an injury.
Oh no, that's a benefit. Just
I have no idea.
blue teeth. All right. It's dark. What do you do, Gore?
I'm gonna try to find a bone so he can light up this place, and then we can attack.
Try to get us on even footing.
Yeah.
All right.
Are there any bones in this
A
chamber?
bone. I don't think you didn't see any bones when you were here. There were branches in the wall.
What if I cut off my own arm and you just?
Well,
Why don't we just
who is armless amongst us?
Can we try to find his
yeah.
arm?
Yeah, you can feel around for the rubber.
Try to find his arm.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I'll try to find his arm. Should I
All
roll
right.
for that?
Roll for that. You either
Yeah.
succeed or fail. You either find one or you don't. You do!
Hey,
You
I had
feel the
two of
arm.
them, so you know.
You hold it out. You can feel it attack you, so you now know where the arm is.
Okay, so I've got the arm, kind of gross, but whatever. And I'm gonna try to.
Sorry.
I'll go. Can I just use the illuminating bone?
Yep,
Okay,
yep.
so
You're just rolling to see if you take a fatigue and lose a slot.
Gotcha. Okay, so I'm rolling for that. Okay, cool. So the bone is illuminated.
So it's been turned to cartilage, so it's a dull glow. But you have a glowing, bloody rubber arm. Yay! The creature roars terribly upon the lighting. It sniffs again and looks towards your ghost friend, who is holding the book of hymns, and his eyes widen, and he looks down, and the Theoglut runs towards him. Let's see what happens. If it's a 4, 5, 6, that's good. Well, one of you should roll for the ghost, I think. Why don't you please roll with your no arm?
My no
4, 5,
arm
6.
have an
That's
X.
good for the ghost.
Oh.
The Theoglut just runs up to him and breathes in, and the ghost is just sucked in along with the hymnal. Like, chews on.
Get housed by this thing.
Yeah.
So it's
We do have a hit on it, right?
Yes, one more and I'll take it out.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Will my sword take it out, or does it have to be the
It's
whole?
gotta be the name blade or a spell.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm out of attack. You got the
Let's
name
attack
blade.
it with the
Yeah.
holding blade.
All right, make your roll. It might thwack you.
Yeah.
How do you kill the Theoglut?
Jump on its back and drive the sword through its skull.
And that scene with you over here bleeding out, watching him burning. And
I also nudged my picnic basket open and started trying to eat part of it. But yes, this is also happening.
You're gonna pick a basket with your hand.
Now I really think you should take it out. Right?
Yeah.
You glowing, the ghost like fucking being eaten up, you holding a glowing rubbery arm, and you driving this blade in this sperm whale head is it turned into a mosaic and put on the wall of a church in the town that you had a inn in recently, and your story is told for generations to come. That's the end of the adventure. And as one last go around, let's sort of say where's your character a year from now after this glorious adventure has concluded?
I've turned into a clandestine, I need to kill people with my legs, so I'm committing murders here and there around the country. The cops, I'm on the run from the cops, I'm sending them some letters to, tease them and stuff like that.
Of course, that was such a genuine.
Yeah.
I need to kill people.
Yeah.
That's who I am.
I mean, what else am I doing?
I gotta do it. Yeah.
I like beating women with a crowbar.
Yeah.
Fundamental to who I am.
Sorry, not sorry.
I got the holy blade, so now I'm the Zodiac.
Yeah, that's.
After my journey in the tree, I really let go of a lot of expectations that were weighing me down, and I had this arm, so I was hungry. I made a delicious soup out of it. Funnily enough, I opened up a restaurant and I cooked delicious stews, and it was a very simple life. And I actually get supplied by Gorf, strangely.
Really nice cuts of meat.
I gotta admit, me and Gorf really didn't get along at the beginning, but then we became fast friends. So I don't know where he gets the meat that he sends me, and business is taking off.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. I trust you.
Anything I kill with this blade is kosher, so.
Yeah.
It's been a real great niche for my marketing, so yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Things are good. I have no moral quandaries at all.
I just kind of wander around with my picnic basket around my neck, and I go to Derek's restaurant, and he nicely fills up my picnic basket, and then I just kind of wander around wherever it takes me, whatever distracts me along the way, and I just kind of stumble my way through looking for things.
And they lived happily ever after.
And
That was a really dark. So it started on a righteous quest, to a cannibalistic situation.
As one does.
With one of us becoming a serial killer.
Yeah.
And unabashed
Yeah.
serial killer.
You know,
Very aloof, like, yeah,
letters to tease them.
yeah. Yeah, I kill. Yeah.
Who wouldn't kill with the holy blade?
I have to kill people with my blade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not really putting it to good use, you know? I think that was worth it. Yeah, I got a punctured ribcage after all that.
Yeah, that's how you justify it. It's
Yeah,
like, I was
exactly.
younger.
Yeah.
You know what happened to me?
That's like you said that's a soliloquy to the victim. But
Right, yeah,
also,
yeah,
It's like, you
yeah.
have any idea what I
Yeah.
did?
I don't know how I got these scars.
Yeah. Have you ever danced with a sperm whale in the holy light?
Turns into Rodney Dangerfield. I don't got a flagellum or whatever it is.
My doctor says I'm missing my ribs.
Yeah. Oof. You think you got a rough? I got a rough, but let me tell you.
I love how this is part of everyone's Rodney too.
Yeah.
Not everyone has those eyes. Forgot to mention there were fidgets here if anyone wanted to use them, and a pause button if anything seemed like it was going too
I had
far.
my own fidget.
Clearly, we didn't need the pause button.
Wonderful. I've played through this twice now, and the other group did not start a cannibalistic situation,
yeah,
so
geez.
it might reflect a little something
Suck
about
it.
our great friends here.
Yeah.
And we were like in the
This
church
is-
on the stained glass. And
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole town, they don't know, like,
Yeah.
that they're, you know, we're legendary, but
Yeah.
they don't know what we
We wrote the history because we won. So
That's how it
we
works.
don't need to know everything.
Imagining you with a picnic basket around your neck in the street, like gesturing out of the window and be like, "That's me."
Hey, you see that?
it's like
Yeah.
something that you made kosher too. So
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
guys, this is like holy.
Yeah.
He's actually a really good guy.
He cut off my arm.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'm in full Stockholm syndrome. Just like, no, it was needed. He told me that the Holy Blade told him that it was needed.
It was good luck.
Yeah.
If he hadn't done
I
that.
guess like through the journey, like your serial killer tendencies did. Like,
It slowly permeated out.
It did,
Yeah,
yeah.
Bloomed like a beautiful rose.
Yes.
this is gonna
It
be
flowered.
like the Netflix, but he like gore the story. Of
Yeah.
3-part Netflix.
Yeah.
I think I will have Gorf, Ruben, and Derek as non-player characters in my future games for
Nice.
people to encounter.
They'll sing our songs.
Yeah. The legendary.
Yeah.
Derek's Soup Kitchen.
Next kosher.
Yes. There's kosher. Soup kitchen.
That's hilarious. He's actually a really good guy.
He's so nice. He's so great. He's so giving.
I'm not so high strung anymore.
Yeah.
Really, the Theoglut was therapeutic for everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really
Yeah.
was.